Hey everybody, Tom Sparks with Sparks Media Group. In this video, we're going to scan this house and we're going to use the iGUIDE PLANIX Pro. So the first step we're going to do is open the camera, take it out, and we're going to turn it on. And then we're just going to attach it to our tripod. Some people get Arca Swiss mounts. I just screw it on. We're going to check our lens to make sure that it's free from any debris. And then I'm going to put the camera back. I normally control this with my iPad. I don't have that with me today, so I'm going to use my iPhone. And I'm going to attempt to use the app, I think. So let's first make sure we're connected to our Wi-Fi, which we're not. All right, now we're connected. I'm gonna find my PLANIX app. Hit new device. We got the PLANIX Pro, hit next. There's a QR code on it. Oh, it might be under there. Let's do manual connection. We did that. We're connected. Oh, it says connected, done, cool. All right. There's a camera firmware available. We're gonna do that later. We're gonna call this Sussex PLANIX Pro, 6-inch wall thickness, hit create. First floor, 6-inch wall thickness, hit create. And now we'll begin. So we're gonna hide around the corner and hit the button. You can hear it chirp. And I like to just verify that I'm not in the shot, and then I'd like to keep it on the floor plan mode. So we're simply gonna go through this house, see how quick we can do it. Now, I've done hundreds of these iGUIDE scans, and somebody asked me why I was rotating the camera a certain direction. I consider this the back of the camera and this the front of the camera. The back has the display. I like to point it so the front of the camera is facing things that I want to see. And that's kind of represented by the arrows. So if you notice, the front of the camera is now facing this doorway main area. We're gonna take the scan and you'll see that it's facing the doorway. The arrow's facing that way. I think why that's important is if you're looking at it on maybe an autoplay, it starts with that viewpoint. That makes sense. So that's what I've been doing lately. Honestly, I don't pay too much attention to it. I just tend to kind of put it where I put it. But if you ever see me, like, instead of putting it here, I'm twisting it or whatever, that's the reason. Definitely get your steps in. Now, the cool thing about the PLANIX Pro is it auto-aligns the scans. So if you have enough overlapping data, you're going to get an alignment. This scan here, we're going to hide later on in stitch. So we always hide closets and garages, but we want to capture the data for the floor plan. We just don't want to show it on the tour. And with the PLANIX Pro, you just hide it in stitch when you're done before you export. I don't think I mentioned, but I typically always start at the front door of the house, which is what I did. That's just, I guess, good practice. In bedrooms that are empty like this, I do right on the inside of the door. I'll do one towards the center of the room, and then I'll do one of the closet that I'll hide. Really tight back in here. Now there's a drastic change in scenery with me opening this garage door, and I see that it aligned, so that's good. Typically, I forget my door stop, so I have to hide behind the door. This is an extremely dark garage. does a really good job of lightening it up as best as it can. Now, if you're watching this video, I have 2 other videos that I'm going to put out. One of them is scanning the same house with the IMS-5, the older iGUIDE camera system. And then I have one of scanning the same house with the PLANIX R1. And I did that so that if somebody had the IMS-5 or the PLANIX Pro and they decided they wanted to get the R1, they could compare apples to apples. See if it's worth upgrading. Okay. So we're at 11, that's 12 minutes, and we have the whole downstairs done. Now we'll go upstairs. So I'm gonna hit floor, and we're gonna do second floor, 6-inch wall thickness, and hit create. I'm gonna scan. We already scanned at the bottom of the first floor stairs, and so we're going to scan at the top of the stairs at the second floor. Let's say there's somewhere you can't hide from the camera. So how do we capture pano if we have to stand by the camera? Well, here's how. We're gonna hit this 1-2 button. I call it the 1-2 method. We're gonna hit the button. I'm standing now on the front side of the camera, so the screens are on the back. I'm gonna hit the button. And you'll see me in the shot. Now it says walk around to the other side, which I did, and hit the button again. So I'm gonna do that, and it stitches it together and removes me. Ha, which it didn't do on that one. So I'm gonna hit delete. We're gonna do it again. So I'm gonna stand on this side, which is the back of the camera where the screens are facing me. I'm gonna walk around to the front. I don't do this too often, this 1-2 method, so we'll see now. There, I'm removed. So that's how you do it if you can't walk too far away from the PLANIX Pro. Again, I call it the 1-2 method. actually takes longer to leave the room than it does to do the scan. Now on the IMS-5, I pretty much used HDR indoor. The settings I have here are, for HDR I have the external Ricoh, and I tend to leave it on that. You can experiment with the different settings, but that's just what I like. Now it's showing me 459 gigs available. That's on my iPhone. I will clarify this, but I want to know if the PLANIX Pro is currently writing to my iPhone or the USB thumb drive or both. So that'll be interesting to see. All right. So we have 23 scans on the second floor, I think. The first floor we have, oh, maybe that's 27 in total. Let's double check that. Yeah, all right, 27 scans total. And we've captured the entire house with the PLANIX Pro. We're at 19 minutes and 35 seconds, give or take. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the section below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you feel like sharing it, if you find it useful to others, please share it. If you're not subscribed, please do so. I'd greatly appreciate it. And yeah, so I'll put all the links to this tour the tripod that I'm using, which is the ProMaster Specialist SP532C. And I'll put those in the description, as well as the other videos with the IMS-5 and the PLANIX R1. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hey, everybody. All right, we're back in front of the computer, and we're going to import data from the iGUIDE PLANIX Pro into Stitch, and I'm using Stitch version 6.14.2. First step is to click the house button, and we're going to browse to our folder. And we're just going to select it one time and hit open. Imported project was shot with an outdated camera firmware. Would you like to update it now? I'm going to hit no. The first step I'm going to do is make sure the wall thickness is 6 inches. And it is. Next, we're going to set our initial panel, which is the front door. And then we're just going to go through and hide closets. And that's all we're going to do on this. Hide. Hide. I'm going to hide from there to I think there. So 22 through 27, we're going to highlight them all, right click and do hide selected scans. Then we're going to go to the second floor. We'll keep that closet. So that's pretty much it. We don't have to do any alignment. This all looks really good for the most part, and I'm not seeing any issues that are obvious or standing out. So what we're going to do is hit the save button, and then we're going to hit the export, and it says exterior wall thickness is unusually small, less than 16 centimeters. We're going to hit ignore. And it's stitching right now. All right, we have it all done. We're going to hit the close button. And then if we look at our export folder, we'll see that we're right at about 142 megs worth of data. And so we have our tar file that we can upload to iGUIDE for processing.